Welcome to the Best Me podcast. Your best tomorrow starts today. I'm your host, Ellen Livingston. I believe showing up each and every day as the best version of myself doesn't happen on accident. It takes awareness and planning. On this podcast, I talk about planning for ways to improve my health, develop a sense of purpose in everyday life, and create meaningful connections so I can be the best me I can be. And so can you. Let's get started. Hey there, besties. It's me, Ellen. If you've listened to the Best Me podcast before, you know I end each episode with the phrase, small progress is still progress. And the reason that I chose this phrase as my ending is because this is a mantra that helps keep me doing the next right thing on my path to better health, to creating a more purposeful day, and to connecting with myself and others. And it reminds me that even if I don't have a day that goes perfectly, and we all know that some days nothing goes like we planned, that if I will just show up with the right mindset and attitude that today I am going to try to be just a little bit better than the day before, that I'm on the right path. And the path is what's important. Don't get me wrong, we all need goals. You know I talk about this a lot. Because goals give us an end destination. But as strange as it sounds, achieving the goal isn't what makes us successful. It's the path, each step that we take, that makes us successful. It's the habit or the routine that we do that enables us to reach that goal. Now, you aren't going to set a goal such as, I'm going to become a gourmet cook, and then the next day you're going to wake up just an excellent cook. You all know this. You're going to have to find recipes, practice cooking some meals, learn some cooking tips, maybe learn from some mistakes. You fine-tune your culinary skills. And after time, you'll get better, and eventually you'll be a good cook. Because each time you cook something, you might have made small progress in some area. And that's the right path to your destination. And keep that in mind, because the goal isn't really to learn how to make one gourmet meal. Your goal is to learn how to be a good cook. And remember, small progress is still progress. And when you are on your path to whatever destination or goal that you're focused on, don't let the enormity of the end goal overwhelm and discourage you. Like, take for example, getting out of debt. If you have a large amount on a credit card that your goal is to get paid off, sometimes looking at what you still owe can be discouraging. Because you've decided that you're going to budget and save a little bit of money, and instead of making just the minimum payment, you're going to pay a little bit extra, but it just doesn't seem to be bringing down that total too much. Don't let that discourage you. Focus on your small victories, that you've made that little extra payment, because eventually it will add up and you'll reach your goal. And remember, really, the goal isn't to pay off the credit card. Your goal is to learn how to budget. And remember, small progress is still progress. And the attitude of focusing on the path, not the goal, can be really helpful when you're trying to lose weight. Because let's say you're going to say, I want to lose 30 pounds, and you've decided how you're going to do that. But again, if you focus on the end goal of losing that 30 pounds, it can get discouraging. Because when you get on that scale, it may not seem like it's moving very fast, when really what you should be focusing on is the path, on making good food choices. And soon you will see progress, because the goal isn't really to lose 30 pounds. You've all heard the story of people reaching their goal weight and then just to gain more weight back, because you've got to learn that it's not about losing 30 pounds. It's about learning to make good food choices. And small progress is still progress. I know I have talked a lot in the past about goals because I really do believe in goals. But you need to remember that they're really there just to give us something to aim for and to get us moving on our path. And the path is what's important. Like, take, for example, as you know, if you're going to go climb Mount Everest, the summit is your goal. But 99% of climbing Mount Everest is the climb. And we really don't want our goals to be what defines us. We want our paths, what we do each and every day, the kind of people that we want to be is what we want to define us. The goal should be your byproduct or your result of your life choices and your path or your journey. And guys, the journey can be hard. It's hard to get up at 5 o'clock and go on a run every morning. It's hard to turn down the donuts that somebody keeps leaving in the office. It's hard to cut back on going out to eat, especially if all your friends are doing it, because you're really trying to stick to a budget. And it's hard to turn off the television and work on that book or study for that test. But this is the price that you pay now for focusing on your journey. And if you choose not to do the hard work now, the price you pay is going to be in the future. Your future health will suffer because you didn't do the hard work now. Your future financial situation will suffer because you didn't do the hard stuff now. And as I've said before, no one is coming to do this for you. You are responsible for your path and your journey and ultimately where you end up. That's all I have for today, besties. Thank you for listening. If you know someone who you think would like to hear what I talked about today, please share this with them. Be kind, be positive, and be your best. And remember, small progress is still progress. Thanks for listening to the Best Me podcast. If you would like to make a comment, suggest a podcast topic, or just say hi, send me an email at bestmepodcast@gmail.com. I hope you'll join me next week as I continue to talk about how to be the best me I can be. This episode was edited by Adam Boatwright. If you need any help with music, audio and video editing, or digital arts, be sure and check him out at adamboatwright.com. That's ADAMBOATRIGHT.com.